each other, we can develop international collaboration to promote sustainable growth worldwide. Again, thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Prof. Wong, for your wonderful introduction and inaugural address. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the next program, I have a few statistics to tell you. So this conference have 4 keynote speakers, 8 invited speakers, and we have had 80 international reviewers from around 10 countries, including India, Thailand, UK, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Malawi, South Africa, Spain, Australia, and Malaysia. And the total number of participants is around 150. And we have hunters from around 50 universities worldwide. And we have received 70 full papers. So that is the current status about agenda. There is a video presentation. Thank you. Over to Mr. Ganesh.
Yes, madam. We are just sharing the screen.
Okay, you can now play the video of Nila University.
Okay, madam.
Thank you.
The screen is visible. The screen is visible to you all, madam?
Yes.
The screen is visible?
Yeah. Can.
Okay, so we are going for the Nila University video.
Yeah.
வீடியோலாம் யார் எடுக்கணும்?
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh and Mr. Gulam. That was a wonderful video from Nilay University. We are moving on with our next agenda. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the technical sessions. So, to do the honor, I would like to invite Dr. Vijan, Associate Professor, University Technology Petronas, to be the moderator and have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker one and run the session. Over to Dr. Vijan.
Hello there. Hello. How are you all? Welcome to the conference, and it is my pleasure to welcome all of you today. We have we have about 57 on the main ground. We're going to expect more as the keynote as the breakout session starts. First of all, welcome everyone. This is a conference actually mixed with health science, IT, maths, and also engineering sciences. So we started this conference with the help and advisor of Prof. Wong on how to really do a conference actually in a face-to-face format. But you know, we have that we never expect. And that actually started, and we thought of, like everyone else, you know, all the other conference, they thought of pushing it a few months, but the leadership of this conference says, why not we have faced a challenge, and let's do it something that we can with these challenges. And that's how we actually never moved the date, the time. And also we able to get actually exact number of participants that we expect if you have it actually face to face. I'd like to thank the advisor who was actually behind all this, giving us the, you know, saying that, no, I think we can go and do this thing. And we got that number. And I'd like to thank few universities here, the leadership of these universities, from many of the papers actually came from. Mainly INTI, Nilay University, and also Fatima College, Galgotias University from India. All these universities, you know, there are people actually involved in giving us papers, and there are a lot of small universities in India. They also, and colleges in India, technical colleges in India also have contributed a lot in this case. And you know, the name goes long. Okay, Prof. Wong, thank you very much. I think from the very day one, I think you are there and tell us, you know, what is the best thing to do. Prof. Maran from Sairam, you know, telling us, you know, how the challenges in India at this time, and he said that, no, this is the best time to organize a conference because everyone like to go online and see things. And I'd like to thank also the organizing chair, Dr. Alice from Nilay University. Thank you to be the Mudrasin. St. John's Baptist University, Malawi, to show that Africa is still in the map for this conference. Okay, thank you, sir. And you're always there, I think, for many and 20. And out of that, there's some also going to extend it to full papers. Thank you very much. Okay, for that, let me introduce the first keynote speaker, who actually make a UTP's involvement, and we due involvement. There are few UTP's paper. There are not few. There are a lot of UTP papers also this time. Thank you so much for that. So let me introduce the very first keynote speaker. He actually the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Student Support for UTP. His name is Professor Noor Hisham Hamid. He have a very colorful career. He worked in the industry in Motorola in the 90s. Went up to a senior product designer, where actually he won a lot of technical award in US for his designs. When he found out that product design for IC is actually very limited, especially very strongly in China and Taiwan and also Singapore and also in US, very dedicated to this place. So he said that it's the best time for him to move to academia, where he joined actually University of Technology Petras in 1997. He have his very colorful CV. He have his BSc itself, okay, and he did his masters in Warwick, one of the top universities in UK. Then he did his PhD in Edinburgh. He actually rose up very fast in UTP. He was a lecturer, senior lecturer. Then he moved up an associate professor, where actually he was given a job as a head of department. Okay, it's a head of department, and for 4 years. Then he moved on to be the director of nanotechnology, where actually his work on microelectronics, IC circuit, nano circuit actually starts. And from there, he actually built his career in 2014 in microfluidic, where he's actually one of the national researcher. Many people actually refer to him, even the best universities in the world. What actually his main area actually to do a microfluidic detection kit for a disease, mainly for tropical diseases. Okay, so currently he holds the position of in University of Malaya for all the deputy vice chancellors for student affairs. But he said he wanted to be part of the conference. He gave us his video slides, and please enjoy. And these slides actually consist of very good information. Thank you, Dr. Isham, and thank you again, all committee, for your patience. So I'll pass it to the person to upload his presentation. Thank you all.
Ganesh, I think we cannot hear the audio in the PPT.
Infrastructure the prices, you have the
Mr. Ganesh, I think you can stop the presentation because it is not clear. Hello?
Yes, madam.
Please stop the video because it's not clear here. It's like the audio is not clear. Probably we'll move on with the next presentation and we can play the PPT later.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Very sorry for the technical interruption. Probably we'll play the same PPT later. So we now proceed with our next speaker, keynote speaker for today, Assistant Professor Dr. Po Fung Lee from University Tunku Abdul Rahman, Malaysia. So a brief introduction about Prof. Dr. Po. Dr. Po Fung Lee in physics and her post-graduation and PhD on plasma physics and biophysics, again from the same university and Department of Physics. Currently, she serves as Assistant Professor to University Tunku Abdul Rahman in Mechanical Engineering Department. Her research interests are non-invasive cancer treatment, biodevices, biofeedback systems, and neurophysiological study. With that introduction, may I now invite Dr. Po Fung Lee to take over the session.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Feeling honored to be invited to be keynote speaker. Actually, quite last minute, thanks to Dr. Sino as well, not giving me out on this. So very quick, I share my screen with you all. So can I share my screen from my side?
Participants, kindly mute your audio.
Yeah, I actually can't share screen. Can the organizer enable my screen sharing mode, please?
Mr. Ganesh, can you share the, allow her to share the video?
Yeah.
I mean her screen.
Okay, madam, we make her host now. She
Okay.
can share.
Okay. Thank you, Ganesh. Doctor, you can proceed.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
can see that. All right. Can all of you see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Still not open. Okay.
Is it okay now?
No, it's not open yet.
No, not open yet.
It's not open yet. Wait.
Yeah.
I share again. Yeah. So, can see from here?
No,
Can
it's
Dr. Po? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes.
see
Yes.
Can see.
yes,
okay,
we can.
Great. Because there's no indicator when I on it full screen. So yeah, good morning to all again. So happy to share this with you. So since 2014, right, I start to play with EEG in electroencephalogram, so on brainwave study. So why I studied it, because I wanted to do something about depression. So of course, the events that I went through, I noticed that until today, we can't really sure through devices to justify the depression level. So I started something like this. So I use deep breathing to justify if we breathe well, how come our mind is, and then how this calmness be measured. So that's why it's an extreme. Wanting to do depression research, where I actually have few paper on that. So in the middle of the way, I feel lost, where it's like, why should I keep identifying the poor mental state? So furthermore, the sad state sometimes is just more mental. So why don't I contribute to something positive? So yeah, happily like this worked out very well. So I present to you today, and later on we will have a small enjoyment of the business of mine. So now, my title today is a neurophysiological study on the effect of various short durations of deep breathing. So this is a randomized control trial. Okay. So what is the benefit of doing deep breathing? So I think this is quite common, right? Most of you, when you're under stress or feeling like suffocating from your breath, and okay, deep breathing, especially when during your busy schedule, you feel like short of breath. So what is the benefit of doing it? The general is like, you can see that deep breathing involves intense engagement. I can't see my slide in all because my face is blocking me. Okay, so, all right. So for deep breathing involves intense engagement of the diaphragm muscle, as we know, right? You can feel it. So allowing more air to enter the lung. So this is the scientific logic, to mix with the residual air in the lungs and reduce the wastage of air during the dead space. So actually in our lung, there's a lot of air sacs, like grapes, like if you go into the physiological world in our body. So if you're having the deep breathing, so the air sac will tend to open up more and allowing more air. It means that you have more oxygen to go in, and that will help you to calm the central nervous system. So the previous study on deep breathing have shown that its effectiveness in improving the both psychological and physiological effects on humans, reducing stresses, so decreasing pain perception, improving blood flow, and also increase heart rate variability, okay? So from the heart rate, if you measure, there will be some signals. So I'm having a paper on that as well. If you're interested, you can refer later. So recently, okay, so there's also a rise on the interest on using deep breathing on neurophysiological level. So on the human body, right? Okay. So actually it's blocking, the face is blocking my slide. I'm open full screen here. So, but you definitely can see my screen, yeah. So the question is, so what is the efficient time? Okay. So what is the efficient time duration for this exercise? That's the first question. So as far as we know, okay, deep breathing is good. Maybe you all have in mind like, oh, I knew it since I was a child, deep breathing is good. But the fact is like into science, in evidence-based, like what time frame is the best? With it more and causing hyperventilation, and we feel, oh, I feel dizzy. Just like depends on every person's physical capability to cap in that much of oxygen. So it can't force as well. So in this range, I'm very curious, like what time is good just to calm the mind, not excessive. So the second question is, can this deep breathing can alter our brainwave? So how, if we do deep breathing, right, how the brainwave looks like? So out of the curiosity, then we conduct the experiment. So the aim of the work in practically is actually twofold. First, the previous study and the current literature were recreated here using a different experiment design. So we just follow others' design a little bit, and we add on more to that just to see the brainwave alteration. So for second, so the differences across the control and deep breathing groups in terms of the mean power topography we actually present were assessed during deep breathing. So immediately after and a follow-up after 7 days of consecutive practice. So meaning that, I'll show you this experiment design. Okay. So in this study, so the parallel group design was employed. So there's many design you can do. So we choose parallel group design. So for this effect, and then 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, we actually tested. So include a control group. So the control group, there's no cross section there, meaning that we are not using the same person again. It's really genuine on control group. So they are not undergoing any deep breathing exercise at all. So for those who engage in our 5 minute section, they will be going through only 5 minutes for that 7 days up to coming up the follow-up section. So there's no cross section around these groups. So similar for 7 minutes and 9 minutes. All right. So this we set in such a way, and actually there's a great effort if we do so. So we have already done that. So a lot of work. So this one is actually to avoid any possibility of carryover effects that will not be present. So if you use a similar person as the control, after 7 days, yeah, if you let them deep breathing, so it will totally violate. So we get a control group whenever, as an experienced the intervention we introduce here as a control group, and then 5 minutes is just stick to 5 minutes for 7 days. So this is the overall design that we have here. So 56 participants recruited, so a randomized arrangement. So they come in, we just group them into 4 groups. So we have this control, and then deep breathing for 5 minutes. So for 7 minutes and for 9 minutes, all right? So here you go. And yeah, this is our design, the intervene. So because in terms of brainwave, right, if I ask everyone come in to breathe with my voice guidance, it would be different. So, you know, sometimes we daydream a little. So it's totally different. We don't want that happen. So we designed this. Initially we thought, okay, we do a smiley face. So to calm your mind, you smile, looking at the smiley face, so you smile back, the show manner. So after that, the paddle will increase to guide you on the inhaling. So inhale, it will appear slowly. And then exhale, the paddle will disappear slowly, will disappear. Inhale, then exhale, it will disappear. All right, so in that way, everyone have to adapt the same. If they can't cope with it, they will try. But this is the standard so-called. So that's how we are more confirmed that the brainwave can be analyzed in a more solid way, okay? So that's how we go. And with that, we actually give it to the participant to deep breathe with that. So that design is actually based on 6 deep breathing per minute. So why 6 deep breathing per minute and not others? So actually from literature review that we have looking through, that's the best one. That's so-called, that's an okay rate. So we just use that, yeah. So this one is the tools that we use. So we use the 2 channels EEG, which is medical grade. So this is the location that involved, then we actually analyze it. So there's 6 brain region that we are looking into as an average. We have frontal, then we have left temporal, right temporal, central, parietal, and occipital. So for visual-wise, occipital will be actually enlightened. I mean, will be like tapped into because it's still with vision. Okay, so a quick way to share with you this. We also do statistical analysis, of course, that's very important, on within subject. So you see the mean powers were analyzed using this 4 times 3 times 6. So repeated measure and cover with the group. So the 4 goes to control, DB5. DB is deep breathing 5 minutes. So deep breathing 7 minutes and deep breathing 9 minutes. Times 3. The 3 is the time. So they come in, we measure their brainwave first. After that, we will let them have deep breathing section. Yeah, there's some noise there. Okay. All right. Okay. So for R2 is right after deep breathing. Okay. So for control group, they have not doing any deep breathing exercise. They just wait for the similar duration, let's say 5 minutes. So then they go for R2. R3 is after 7 days, they come back. So because we use WhatsApp group to trace them. So making sure they did once a day until day 7, they come up to us, we just measure their brainwave. So that's R3. So that's 3 times slot, so times 3. Times 6 is the location. Just I was mentioning that 6 location that we're looking into as the within subject factor, all right? So for findings, a very short one, I summarized from my paper. So, okay, for theta band, you can see this is a visual topography. So we noticed that if you look into the scale, so this is the low light, low power. As it get up, so means that it trigger more. You have more energy around upstairs here. So the color will actually get more hot. So from the yellow until red color. So this is on theta wave. Theta wave is like after delta. So if you check, I didn't post a very basic wave where you can actually Google it. So delta wave is sleeping wave, they claim. So theta wave, just nice. So you could have like feeling sleepy, but you're still awake, you're still conscious, correct? So this one is a good wave to look into. So one of the major findings in this study was the significant larger frontal theta power in the DP5 and DP9 groups as compared to control. So whereas there was no difference in the frontal theta power between deep breathing 7 and control. So as a more general definition, is the larger the frontal theta power, frontal is the frontal area, was not present after day 7. So after the consecutive practice. So now, so from here, we actually want to highlight the results actually telling us that since deep breathing forms an element part in the majority of mindfulness meditation, so the increase in frontal theta could be interpreted as a greater focused attention. So these were actually the results implying this. So we try to get support from other papers on this theta wave for deep breathing. Okay. Next, presenting to you also the same theta wave. So after the continue deduce from it is the frontal theta power is inversely correlated to anxiety, such that a greater frontal theta power indicates a lower anxiety. This is from other paper that can support the findings. And then you can see collectively from the results, the video guided deep breathing is able to act as a meditation technique for achieving in the state of focus yet not anxious. So this is what we want, right? So sometimes we focus on different method in meditation. So sometimes the person may anxious, like I cannot capture that object, so I cannot follow. So they can focus but anxious. So we want a technique that is relaxing and we can focus. So focus yet not anxious. That is common in most mindfulness meditation. That's what we're looking for. So next is the alpha band. So alpha is very interesting. So alpha bandwidth for brainwave, people will claim, oh, this is a happy wave. So why? Why so? Because this is just like after theta wave, it's awake. And the mind is more like agitated in a middle way, not too much. Normally this is in alpha band. So once you feel sleepy, it will go down to theta or delta. So it will swing up if you're okay again. So that's why brainwave is very momental kind of, very dynamic kind of a relationship. So now for this, you can see here, actually more on the blue side below, cold, quite cold here. But anyway, from the data, we'll still be able to analyze the differences. So analyze on the relative alpha power shows that there was no group difference between the control and deep breathing group between all three. So see, in terms of a topography, this is topography, a shift of power spectrum from the central, if you go back to the just now, the brainwave, the central location towards the occipital, where it's at the back of our brain, So was evidenced in the DB groups, but not in the control group. So, and then here we will say the lack of difference between two groups for the relative alpha power magnitude contrasts markedly with literature reporting a heightened alpha power after deep breathing. Okay. So here is the beta band, the third one. After alpha, the brain could be like more agitated, more powerful. So that's beta band, more signals, more wavelet, we will say more wavelet. So more wavelet, it doesn't mean not good, but anyway, when come back to in the brain, this one, the deep breathing, we're looking at the beta band, what it tells us. So you see, as for the beta power, there was a reduction in the overall relative beta power during deep breathing. So immediately after R2 and also day 7. So what this means, all right. So in a general term, this reduction of beta power is interpreted as a decrease in anxiety. We get support from paper. So, and again, this is consistent with the shifting towards the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic, we always need to shift towards parasympathetic. Parasympathetic is kind of like you're not being triggered, the mood. So your body will auto-run. This is the autonomous system that being working on. So yeah, we need it to be activated more on the parasympathetic side. So during deep breathing, which reduces anxiety. I can't really read the bottom part. I can, okay. So even though there are relatively fewer study on beta power, current literature has produced mixed results. So because we had to find related paper about the beta band on deep breathing, so this is the only results we get, yeah. So as a summary here, what the major finding we have is the frontal theta power of the deep breathing 5 minute and DB9 9 minute was significantly larger than of the control group. So after the deep breathing section, we got that significant. And the profound findings show that the theta topography obtained a central focus distribution for this deep breathing 7 minute and 9 minute. So the results obtained was consistent with the previous literature, with for certain deep breathing duration only. So indicating the possible linkage between the deep breathing and neurophysiological of the brain. So here I invite you to join me for the deep breathing section. So this is what I always, whenever I have a chance to give a talk, I will love to share with you this. So this is just a 3 minute, no worry. So although the design is starting from 5 minutes, that's too long. So I would like to simulate some of the possibility here. So if you follow, just when the paddle, first you smile to the smiley face, then the paddle will appear slowly. So what to do when the paddle appear? You breathe in. So when the paddle disappeared, you breathe out, all right? So the important thing is, like, if you tell me, oh, I cannot follow, this is, if you have a lot of thought or tension, so you have different situation here. But if you're calm, you follow it, it forces you to calm down. You feel weird, but you are actually calming down. So whatever mood it is, I hope you get a glimpse of relaxation during these 3 minutes. Okay, let us do this. Well done. So you have actually completed the, wait, let me stop it first. So well done that you have just finished 3-minute deep breathing. So how do you feel now? So yeah, you keep the answer in your mind. Is it like, how do you feel is back to yourself? So we always have different feeling after we have done something, right? So I hope you feel like suddenly calm down, kind of bliss of peacefulness after this 3 minutes. So yeah, the finding peace within yourself. So I know like the organizer very busy, huh? So for this duration in preparing the conference, and also our country, we are actually, I wouldn't say panic, but because staying at home, a lot of people like start to feel very weird, a lot of stress coming up, although doing nothing. But because we have things to do, worried when we read on news also, I kind of like worried, so I give up on reading it. So I just pray, because for my religion, I just pray like hope the world go well, the world have peace no matter what. Okay, so yeah. So that's all for my presentation. Wait, before that, right? So after proving this, and I was feeling that, oh, the paper is there, it's proven. Okay, I think it's fine, it's good enough. But every time when I give talk, it just stopped there. So I think I want to, I hope these good things, this good video aided deep breathing method can be spread around to people who actually like under stress. You can just looking at it and find peace for that moment for free. So I get students to help me to write up an app. So actually it's for free. So because we want to help the community, not to say help, to share with all of us. Okay. So as long as we're human, we have breathing. So this what we need to value. Once we can breathe, we're still alive, then we can do our work. So the worry should not be a worry for us. So this is the video where you tested just now. So it's in here. And I incorporate Hoshavi, the heart rate variability, using the sensor from the phone. So because some people, they may need really the evidence, okay? So he will show you before and after whether your Hoshavi turned better or not. So yeah. And then another version after years, then I have this coming up. This actually involves, for the flower, if you notice that, I lock you down of your vision. Your eyes have to follow the flower. The moment your eyes following the flower petal to move around, so your mind tend to have no chance to think of others. Yeah. So then you get the optimum oxygen in your body for that moment. So, and then the second batch that I try to have fun with is I want to lock down tactile, the sensor, the finger sensor. So this one you can play. So you touch on the circle, it will grow. When you release, it will shrink. So this is involving the tactile. So it depends on people. I did the testing, but I didn't report it, where they say, oh, I found that authoritarian, like some of us, like we like to control things, we anxious, we need to make sure it works well. So they prefer cheer up deep breathing, this one, the tactile. So because of flower, like you have to follow my way. So some people don't like it. Yeah, it's not for me. So maybe you can try cheer up deep breathing. Okay. So yeah. Thank you for your attention. Wish you all well and happy always, no matter what situation we are in. So yeah, that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Po Foley, for that very interesting scientific information, and of course for the breathing exercises you taught us. I think for all the organizing committee, this would be a stress buster, after sleepless nights, and I hope even the participants would have enjoyed it. And now I open the floor for questions. There is one question from Mr. John B. Parisuttam. He has asked you, how long can we have this exercise for a day? And can we close our eyes and do this exercise?
Yes, of course. Actually, again, like I didn't invent anything. I would say we breathe, yes or no. It's just that when I have this video aided for you, and it brings your attention to your own breathing, right? So in that way, you find peace. So that's why I think the nature creates us to have breathing to stay alive. That is already built in, but because of busyness or any other reason, we distracted. Yeah, so that's why you want to close your eyes and do the deep breathing. Why not? So actually, you can use my app as well. The app, actually, you can measure your HRV to see is it increased the time between the heartbeat. So yeah, and then yeah, it's a can. Close eyes, open eyes, you can count. So sorry, what's another questions? Closing eyes and
yeah, do this exercise.
yeah, how frequent we can do? All right, so continuously, because we have 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes. So up to 9 minutes, we have some participants that feel like, oh, I feel like a bit dizzy, with stars coming up. So then we know, oh, okay, the body cannot have excessive oxygen. So this is called hyperventilation. So that's why I would say continuously, don't do it even like too long, up to 9 minutes over, no. But if you do it like 3 minutes, even with this video, 3 minutes, the more the better. Let's say 3 minutes in the morning, 3 minutes at night, 3 minutes in the middle during the lunch break before you start work. It always help you. The logic is like the lung rate, you get more oxygen, the better. Again, you are bringing more attention in. So this is actually back to like the traditional mindfulness practice. They say the longer, the better, because the longer you can stay at one point. But when we, yeah, that's about all. There's a long sharing here, but yeah, to answer this, yeah, the more the better, the frequent the better, in fact.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you got the answer. Any more questions? The participants can just raise your hand or type it in the chat box. If no, thank you so much, Doctor, for that interesting session. And we hope to hear more from you in the future as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
And just one request for you. Kindly change the host status to Mr. Gulam. Because right now you are in this host.
Oh, okay. So how should I change it?
You can change the name. I mean, the name will be there, Gulam. You can just click on Gulam's name instead of you being the host.
Yeah, so I click from the participant side.
Yeah.
I'm not good in this. That's the problem. So yeah, I found it. Okay, Gulam.
Yeah.
So start from G. And I know the how to spell the name. G-U.
G-H-U-L-A-M.
G-H. I found it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So change it from the side, right? Make host.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, done.
Okay. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on with our next agenda. So this Global Congress our organizers. So it's time for us to sit back and relax the short video of Fatima College, Autonomous, Madurai, India. Mr. Ganesh, I think you can play the video for Fatima College.
அதனால எப்படியோ அப்படியே நடத்தியே தீர்வுன்னு நடத்திருக்காரு. மலேசியாக்கார் தான். கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் விர்ச்சுவல் கான்ஃபரன்ஸா அத. ஆனா பேப்பர் மட்டும் 16,000, ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஃபீஸ் பேப்பர் பிரசன்ட் பண்றவங்க 1000 ரூபாய், பார்ட்டிசிபேஷனுக்கு 500.
Ladies and gentlemen, pleasant greetings. Existence on this planet Earth. From the best to the worst. Being by environment. Civilization. Human beings have smarter things and move beyond the appointed. Because
Okay.
as well as the challenges of our contemporary times. Relay Saga's work. Yeah.
Sorry again, there was some technical error with the audio in all the recorded presentations. We will try our maximum to rectify that. And I think we will now move on to the next session. We are going to have a group photo session now. So I request all the participants to unmute your video and come for a photo session, group photo session now, as things end, but memories last forever. So let's come together for a cheerful click now. I request all the organizing committee, the technical committee, and all the participants, the speakers, everyone to come and join us for a group photo. So please unmute your videos. Thank you.
Let's on our video. Wow.
I think, yeah, please, everyone, unmute your video and come.
Please mute my video, please.
Yes. The rest of you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dr.
let us
Alice.
on our video or on our camera so that we can snap a group photo.
Dr. Sino, Dr. Kishan, Dr. Alice, Dr. Albert, Dr. John. You can on your video. Dr. Malati, Dr. Sheila, Prof. Sheila, please, from Sairam, on your video.
1 second.
Dr. Alice, your organizing chair.
It will be great to see everyone. Come on, let's on our video.
Yeah.
Dr. Sino, you can on with even the bad network. Okay, Dr. Sino is there. All right. That's nice. The chair, the main chair is there. Okay. All right. Can we now, Gulam and Ganesh, can you just scroll the thing and that will be like our snapshot. Nice to see Dr. Tilok actually from BITS Pilani is there with his wife. That's nice.
Thank you all for coming online. I think now you can mute your audio and video. That brings us to the end of your opening ceremony. So our next session, all technical sessions, will start at 11:30 sharp. And during this time, you can choose to go to your respective session, the track 1 or track 2, whichever session. And you might now, we will regroup you into your respective sessions. Thank you for being very good audience. and you may now take a break. Yes? Yes.
नहीं ऑलरेडी वीडियो दिए स्टॉप वीडियो आ रहा है
Which one? Okay, so we now take a break for 15 minutes and then get back to your respective groups for your technical sessions and presentations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, one and all. See you again. Yeah, and after all your presentations, make sure you come back for the closing ceremony. So your award presentations all will be done there. So make sure you're there for the closing ceremony.
Thank you.
स्टार्ट वीडियो है उसके साइड में स्टार्ट वीडियो
Dear participant, the secretariat office there, lead by Mr. Gulam and Mr. Ganesh, they will help you out on put you on the right breakout rooms. Okay, so you can stay online and you will be sent to the dedicated breakout room. So there are 5 breakout rooms, so you can just stay on if you want. Both the secretariat office, they will actually put you on the right rooms. Okay, thank you.
And if you have any problem, kindly get back into the chat box and let us know. Thank you.
हेलो म्यूट हो गया म्यूट दिखाई दे रहा है हार्डली म्यूट दिखाई दे रहा है हाँ? अभी भी आवाज आ रहा है नहीं तो मतलब वहाँ ग्रुप में म्यूट कर दिया मैंने वो आउट आउट
Okay, I request over here if we have the moderators kindly message in the chat box with what name you are in the chat and the participants. The moderators of all sessions, I need your names to add you in the tracks. The first moderators, kindly write your name in the chat box so that I may add you in the respective tracks. We have Yogendeshwari. Yogendeshwari, are you there? Okay, can you also uh, okay, dear audience, kindly wait. We are assigning the individual moderators and the session chairs and the participants. Please have patience. We are about to assign the participants and the session moderators with the session chairs. Thank you.
Maturity.
Hello, this is Dr. C.G. Ravichandran from India.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. At what time the session starts?
Sir, it
Because
will
there is a
start.
time difference between here and Malaysia. Now this is so that's why.
Sir, we are about to begin just. I'm assigning the participants in the individual tracks, and then I'll announce to move on for the respective track. I'll do from it, and I'll let you know in a few minutes. Okay, sir?
You will divide the room no, accordingly.
Yes. With us. Be connected with us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. अभी यहाँ
Ganesh, is everything okay? You just first group all the participants now. This is for the kind attention of all the participants. Kindly rename your Zoom name with the paper or the abstract ID. So it will be easy for us to group you into your respective groups. I come again. Kindly rename your Zoom ID with the abstract or your full paper ID. please replace your Zoom ID with your abstract or paper ID. So we will group you into your respective groups.
H பாருங்க. H dash 00.
वाले में लगाते हैं।
पेन ड्राइव तो लगी है।
इसको पावर
ये वही लोग है, सही लोग है ना? नहीं इस पे कनेक्शन मेरे वाले हाँ पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है। इस पे लिख के आ रहा है कि होस्ट इज इन अनदर मीटिंग। इस पे होस्ट को
இப்போ வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
ட்ராக் பேர் நான் எதுல போடணும், எப்படி போடணும்?